when we talk about review sessions with Hero, Nuke Studio, and Hero Player, we always talk about saving the project and someone else opening that project on Hero or in Hero Player somewhere else, and having a look through it, adding annotations, and then all of us can access the same file, but we are not doing it at the same time. One of the things that we've been working on and that we want to show you today is the beta of Sync Review. And so the first thing I'm going to do is go into my workspace and change my workspace to this new workspace called Sync Session, and it's on beta. So I'm going to click on that, and as you can see, now I have my new workspace with a new panel here on the left called Sync Session. What these allow me to do is to connect 2 or more sessions of Nuke Studio, Hero, and Hero Player, and being able to review in context at the same time between all the participants. For this, the 2 main things is you have to be able to connect through IP address or host address of the machines, and you have to have access to the footage either by a centralized network or have them localized in each machine with a path remapping. So I'm going to be the host of the session, so Anis can connect. So I'm going to start by hosting my session, and this allows me to pick my name, pick a color for my cursor that is going to be displayed on the viewer of everyone else's that connect to the session. I'm going to pick how I want them to connect, either by the host name of the machine or by IP address, especially nowadays with the situation. If you're on a VPN, you want to have the correct VPN address that is used for that, and a port number. And the next thing is I probably want to copy the information so I can send it to Anis or any other participant. So I'm going to copy the information of my connection, and I'm going to start my session. And as you can see now is myself again now on the panel. It says that I'm the host, and down here the connection status is listening, and it tells me clients connected are 0. So now I'm ready to get Anis in the session. Cool. As you can see, Anis is connecting because the progress bar is showing me that she's connecting. Anis is now on my panel, and hello Anis, how are you doing?
Very well, how are you?
Cool, I'm good. So are you ready for this review session?
Yes, let's check this out.
Cool, so I can see your mouse on the viewer. Can you see my mouse on the viewer, just to make sure?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, cool. So let's have a quick run through the shots. So I'm gonna press play to make sure that you're on sync and you can see the shots. Yeah. The guys have done a good job with the animation. It's a good first pass.
Yes, they are. Let me take a few shows that are on waiting for approval. I think that I saw a couple of things.
Cool. So as you can see, the playback is syncing between the 2, or mouses can be seen on the viewer when any of the 2 of us are on the viewer. If the playhead moves, she moved. But she probably just did a search on the spreadsheet and using the tagging, using the different statuses to do the review and find the shots that she wants to review. I don't have to see that. So those parts are not in sync because she's just doing that side to her. So what is going on with this shot, Anis?
It looks slightly burned on these areas.
Cool. Do you want to check if the... There you are.
Oh, it's not.
Like, yeah, so it's not. I think the coppers can play around with that.
Yeah,
they can actually just do some glows on nice. Yeah,
they'll be able to manage.
That's again and Gamma kind of working for the 2 of us in the session. And let's continue having a look.
Let's see this one.
Yeah, that's a nice jump.
Yeah, that looks okay for me. You can put it on approved if you want to.
Yeah, cool, no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now set the color for that. And if I want to, I can even approve the actual clip. So I'm going to tag the clip again, not the track, because that allows me to tag the actual version that is inside that track item.
Do we have any new versions of this shot? I think there was like some new renders.
Yeah, I think there is. So if we actually check the versions, yeah, so that is that one. This one. So that's the previous one, and that's the new one.
Okay. Could we take a look at the new one and compare it with the reference?
Yeah, sure. Let me actually take you to the actual edit so you can have a look at that one. So I'm back here on my actual edit. Do you want to look at it compared to the animation reference, I imagine, first?
Yes, please.
Cool. So let's just set my reference in 2 and my viewer in 1. So do you want to see it one on top of another? Or do you want to see it side by side?
Let's go side by side for now.
All right. So let's have a look first side by side. Oops, sorry, I have the sound there. So obviously we could hear the whole thing. We both have it on. But now we can see how that is running. Do you want to see it on the slab comp on the left so we have a little bit of context with the background?
Yes, please. Yeah, that would be great.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the background 2 and I'm going to assign it to my viewer 1. So let's have a look at that. If you want, you can go full screen on your side, and I can drive the timeline if you feel like.
Yeah, I think that's looking nice.
Yeah, cool. Actually, I just realized that we are looking at the wrong version of that. Let me actually just swap the version, because since I unlinked the versions between the 2 sites, that's why I have the 2 things. But so if you prefer, here is the other version in context. Yeah. So obviously, we are recording and doing everything at the same time, so the playback subtitles will have a bit of a run, but you can see the actual shot there. Cool. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, yes, I am. Do you want to go through all the shots? I'm still on full screen.
Yep. So I'm gonna go into the review. Then I'm just gonna prove that quick shot very quickly, just to make sure that I remember that. There you are. That's approved. So how about let's play that. Choose the next shot. Let's actually move to the next one. That looked good. About that. What do you feel about this?
I'm not too sure about that position when he is like sitting on his knee. Can we check that as well in our reference?
Yeah, sure. So let's have a look at that one again. So I think I'm gonna come here. Start. So we have it already set up, so we can actually see it. So yeah, you do you want that on bounce maybe?
There, yeah. Let me take a couple of annotations. There.
Yeah, sure.
He just feels like he's like way too high. Shouldn't he?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So I think that he should be lower, probably around here. So I think
cool.
The animation team will probably have to work a little bit on that one.
Cool, no problem. I'll make sure that that gets done. And obviously, we could invite them into the session if we wanted to have a bigger conversation with the animation team. There is no limit as long as they can access the footage. At this point, it's just the 2 of us, but we could very easily call someone else to join the call and start looking in Hero or Hero Player and look at what we have been doing during the session. So we could bring any of the other teams to the conversation. Cool. So definitely that's actually, I'm gonna go back in here and let me just mark that as red, just to make sure that that's not going in as good shot actually, so that it needs to probably unapproved and not in a good shot. So let's actually tag the clip again. Cool, awesome. Cool. Anything else you want to have a look at it today, Liz?
No, I think that everything looks fine at the moment.
Yeah, cool. So then I won't take more of your time. You're a supervisor, you're running 100 things at a time. So I'm just going to make sure that this is updated on the database for everyone, and all the other timelines for the job are ready for the rest of the day, and I'll create the comps for the comp guys. So Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll disconnect now.
Cool. See you later.
See ya.
So as you can see now that Anis have disconnected, what we have is Anis has gone offline. I'm still hosting the session. I still have my project. As I said before, I had these clips on linked. So now that I have gone through the session and I want to update this into all my other timelines, I can select them, right click, version linking, link, using the track items, because I want to use these track items. I could be using the ones from the bin, but I actually want to use the track items. And what is going to happen now is if I go to my other timeline or to the bin, all my items here have updated the colors. They have updated to the versions that were approved for the session. And now I can either publish this to the database, or in my case, I'm actually going to start making the comps, and I'll take you through that as well. So that is the new sync session beta feature that we have in Nuke Studio 12.2. And hopefully you're running that beta. Is out in open beta at the moment. The version that is on open beta is a little bit less functionality, but we'll be putting more of these betas out so you can play with it and let us know what you think. So cool. I'm going to move to the next part. Now that we have gone through the whole thing, the last thing I want to show you is how to conform to your Nuke scripts. And that's very useful, especially nowadays that we have to do so many deliverables. And if you have multiple versions of an edit and you want to keep them on sync and do the final deliveries of obviously those versions. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to import an EDL that arrived from Editorial. That is a new version of the edit. It's a 20-second version this time. It's a very simple one, but you can imagine there's been multiple things. So when I import this, right, just match your same edit. I'm gonna bring the clips. There you are. That's my new edit that arrived from Editorial. And all I'm gonna do is, instead of conforming it to the original plates, I'm gonna take my comp folder where I have all my comps, and I'm gonna drag and drop it into the match media. So I'm gonna put NK as my include patterns, and with that I'm gonna say OK. And there you are. So the nice thing about this is, as you can see, it straight away shows you what kind of it conform, and if there is any shots or anything that is not the same as your footage that you had on the rest of your project, you can straight away find those shots either from any selects that were sent to you or from the original footage, and find which ones are the shots that are not conforming. So very easy way to actually match. And again, because of version linking, once you have this version set, if I swap this to a different version, that will be the same on the original version. So if I actually change, say, I think on this one I have more versions of it. So for example, I have version 3 here. If I change that to version 3, when I go into my CDL, my actual 30-second, you can see how that also changed to version 3. So that is how you keep your deliverables and your different sequences on sync by using version syncing, version linking, and that is it.